Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Capital. This is an old bank building and now it's ordained with a lot of pictures, which is kind of neat. Picture tells, or is worth 1,000 words of explanation. But yeah, that's styling. But they have a bike lane here, and I don't know. These are probably, hopefully, living and breathing people that live in Detroit, which would be good. We need more people in Detroit. But Grand River Avenue, one of the grand boulevards emanating from downtown. This building, well, it looks like they're cleaning it out. Look at the tumbleweed. Yeah, we have that in Detroit. We got to get past that point. Look at these railroad, the underpinnings here. The ironwork. But, yeah. U.S. Auto Supply, so they have a place here. But the reason of my visit is to check out this architectural warehouse, a salvage place, and here on 15th and Grand River. There, doors and windows, wood flooring, lumber kitchens, appliances, and more. 11 to 5. There's their website. But they're in a beautiful building. And well, this is across the street, but look at the brickwork here. You'd have to pay extra for that nowadays. And they just don't do that for nothing. Here, a free public charter school, Crockett Academy, and this is run by Northern Michigan. And I'm not sure. Some charter schools have done well, others not so much. So that's up for debate, most definitely. Across the way, though, they have a football field. And so I'm not sure if this is where Crockett High School has their varsity games. St. Leo High School. Okay, so this was back in the day. And St. Leo's Church is out front. We'll take another look at that. Here's some artwork, and art is everywhere. You don't have to look too much. Here, 1908 was the cornerstone for the church. But here's the building I'm checking out. It's a triangular-shaped building. And I want to pick up a salvaged door and make a cutout of that, a little kind of art project. So I brought my circular saw. Here's the door. It's a sliding door. You can see this. But it's solid to a point. You can see how the boards are fit in there. So there's a few gaps and whatnot. But it's good enough to be considered solid. So I cut it in two so I could get it in the trunk. One of the sides was painted. DET.com. So if you're wondering what's going to air next week, or you're wondering about the air times and where the show might air, check out the website. Here now I'm inside the building, and this is all salvage material. And they got lots of stuff. Got to watch your step and so forth. But these probably would be from homes that, for whatever reason, were compromised enough that they had to salvage what they could, and then they probably demolished it or whatnot. But lots of goodies in here. And it's nice to have a mindset, not necessarily to always buy new. And like if something goes bad, you just kick it to the curb and it goes to a landfill. The thought that you can repurpose, reuse, or fix something is admirable. Certainly something that should be commended. And well, they do that here by taking materials they salvage from homes and giving people the opportunity to buy things at a at a good price, but decent quality, and it would be like uniquely Detroit stuff. So that was the second level. Now I'm back on the first floor. Back in the day, or a few years back, they had this, well, in 2014, they had that thing on architecture. But sinks and tubs, a little retrofit if you're handy to some degree. Not afraid of a few power tools or swinging a hammer. You can save a lot of money, certainly, and that's a good trait or skill set to have. And it should be much more so in Detroit, where it's like you don't have to go to 4 years of college, but if you're willing to work and a little sweat equity and whatnot, and can kind of figure things out a little bit, have a little aptitude, you can do building construction. You can do carpentry, electrical, plumbing. Okay, I paid $35, and now I'm back on Grand River. I love this place. It's like Bugs. It's not have someone else do it. It's like, no, you do it. And it's like, no, I want you guys to do it. No, you do it. But you would save money, most definitely. So, but some people freak out about Bugs and would rather have other people do it. Some graffiti here. This place is available. Now, Rosedale Park. Yeah, I'm taking Grand River in a northwest direction. And I made it here. This side of the house was compromised because the place next door a few years back burned. But I made it to the city limits of Detroit in Grand River. And then I took Telegraph back home to where I live. Here, the moon, it looks like there's a little niche there or whatever. But the moon is kind of cool. So I'm setting up my art project. Got to get the lawnmower out of the way. I got my dad's old desk, and I'm going to use my dad's jigsaw. I had to go out and get some blades, but I'm going to cut this door up. Here's my Camaro. It's 67. It's the first year. So this was the year last year was the year I was supposed to fix that, and it didn't happen because it's the 50-year anniversary. So maybe next year. Beavis and Butthead were admiring my handiwork with the jigsaw. What I'm doing is using that door, and I'm cutting out the state of Michigan. And this is an art project. It's supposed to, we had a Christmas gift thing for the family. And I got my brother-in-law, Chris, and I have to make him a gift. So I'm going to make him the state of Michigan cut out with a jigsaw. Here are the worst cities to live in every state. I recognize this. This was off Temple. These buildings are no longer there. MSN had a thing, the worst cities. And so I wanted to see what the worst city was for the state of Michigan. But here that was some of the parameters and whatnot. Here are the standards. A lot of thinking went into this. The worst cities to live in every state. So 24/7 Wall Street. Here we go. What do you think for Michigan? Give it your best guess. Okay, here we read aloud. Dun, 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 dun. Wait a second, that's California, Merced. Wait a second, okay. It goes alphabetically, so I'm trying to zip through here. Let's get to Michigan. Oops, I went one too far. Okay, worst city to live, Detroit. Oh, no, you don't say. Holy crap. So here's what they say about it. Once the fourth largest city by population and wealthiest by income per capita, Detroit, well, it's had issues, but they're even using the word, though, I've heard this lately, where they're calling Detroit the comeback city. So How about it? Might as well run with that. Here, Rocket Mortgage could use this. I bought this as an art object. It's a bowling pin, but made into a rocket. Then I like this quote here. If you can read along, an idea is formed in our head and comes from the heart and is crafted through our hand. We are designers, and you can read faster than I can speak it out. But there's Detroit, either 136 or 138 square miles. It's flexible, but we're the world's motor capital. And this is the snowman I got from the Glass Academy. And it cooled down, and it certainly has. We had like 12 straight days of minus 20. This snowman was loving it. But then, I got that cutout made out of steel for $20. But here, I'm 1990 Michigan. I had this framed a while back. I'm a big fan of Detroit, but also the state of Michigan. So I think we're underappreciated to some degree. Okay, so I cut out the map, and then I did the cutout, and then look at this. I'm trying to do like the Leelanau Peninsula. Trying to get the detail in there, and then I'll clean that up a little bit. But there's the Lower Peninsula. I have some scratches along there. That was from the sliding door. But now I got to do the Upper Peninsula. This I was thinking maybe I could use as the bridge between the upper and lower. But I decided against it. You'll see how it turns out. Okay, so I'm getting a start here on the UP. This is tricky. There's more detail. The big bay there. What was it again? Luknock or something. Sometimes I had to drill a pilot hole, and that helped out. But UP. I gotta go explore a little bit more of the UP. They seem to have a lot of fun out there. But that's our other half. And Beavis and Butthead, they were checking it out. They were like the eye in the sky. I think they were okay with this. Little rough around the edges, but hey, nobody's perfect. There's the snowman prop there. I got to do some dusting there. Holy Toledo. And then, extra strong formula. And here was a t-shirt. I was using that as a reference point. I put a little stain on this so it darkened the top up. But now I got to glue it, and I'm going to... And then this was Christmas Eve, and we got some snow. Oh, yeah. Now it's like Christmas Day. But, we had the white Christmas. All right, well, I had to put a little star here. Clean this up. But kind of where sister and brother-in-law, they have their business in Dearborn, but they live in Ann Arbor. So that's kind of where we'll put it there. Then I used the other half of the sliding doors, the base. And then the coup de grace, icing on the cake. The official Small World USA American flag. And we're all proud to be American, no doubt. And then for Christmas, I got this for my sister. The dream is now. And I couldn't agree more. Yeah, but it's a lot of nice photographs in the book. And so if you can really speed read, kind of in a backwards kind of way but well done. And Detroit is interesting and artistic. There's not many dull people or boring people. I think everybody has a pretty good story to tell. So that's what's fun. This is Main Street at Ann Arbor. Okay, I went to my sister and brother-in-law's place in Ann Arbor, celebrated, and here we go, Southwest Detroit. Look at that. Yeah, this was New Year's Eve and Sunday. It was a Sunday. And a Catholic church was closing, and I forgot whether it was Fort or Jefferson. I just remembered it's in Delray. And so I was trying to find the church, but I'm checking out the hood.
Wanna make it right. 4, 5, 6, come on and get your kicks. Now you don't need the money with the face like that, do ya?
Yeah, this is a classic church, and this is in Delray. But this one may have changed hands already because Masterpiece of Divinity does not sound like the Catholic Church, but I want to check out All Saints Church, and it's near Zug Island. But yeah, I missed it. Made a mistake. I gotta go up to Fort Street near I-75, and we're gonna park the car, and they have their last mass. They're gonna consolidate, and then we're gonna have the Gordie Howe Bridge between here and like Fort Wayne. This was like a supermoon thing, and it was the following day, I think, actually New Year's Day, but we'll have a blue moon in January. This, she's handy with the wrench. Well, I'll be. And so this is where I park, definitely in the urban environment. And the produce terminal is across the way, Central and Fort. Here's the church, All Saints. And so some of the people, the service was nearing the end, but look, this soup kitchen and a food pantry, this is all good. And that, they say, is going to continue. So, and we're all proud to be American. This was like a manufacturing plant, the Fisher Body facility for Cadillacs, so that's what remains. And bilingual. I think Mass is actually set in Spanish. So, okay. I'm trying to check out from the balcony. It was a crowded church service, but let's listen in. The nice lighting.
Ahora vamos a llenar un rito propio de esta ocasión, el rito de despedida. While you go, the treasures of the worshiping community. Mientras nos preparamos para salir de este edificio, se ve llevar con nosotros nuestro nuevo hogar, los tesoros of the Holy Spirit. And María Ochoa lo va a recibir Polanco. Our dead register with names of all who have died and returned to the Lord from this parish. We also take oils.
This is the balcony look. Certainly a sad or melancholy day, actually. The church will be closing. Then they're up on the social media thing. They know how to take pictures with those smartphones. So the priests are, they're keeping up. That's, yeah. There may be a ceremony to kind of like lock the doors. Check this out. Picture time.
It's a part of a run. God bless you always in all your travels.
Nice stonework here. Okay, the pantry, there are, that was quick, the hours, but the basement, this will be nice. So they got the nice kitchen hookup, and so I would imagine this is where the soup kitchen takes place. Hey, we might have a Saint. That would be exciting for Detroit. Definitely. Here they farm fresh produce. Okay. Instruct the ignorant, counsel the doubtful, admonish the sinners, hear wrongs patiently, forgive offenses, comfort the afflicted, pray for the living. Okay, here the schedule. That's great. Nobody should go hungry. So then I like the old school clock here, and it's covered so it doesn't get blasted with the basketball. But yeah, that's old school. That's even before my time. So here's one of the nets, and I think Jesus is defending the other side. But I'm not. Yeah. This, if they keep this going, this will be great. And then out into the neighborhood. This is right on 4th Street. And I think it was full moon, but it's like 98% right now, so it's pretty darn close. And it was cold. I think this was part of that under 20 streak we had that set the record of 12 days. All right. Catholic Charities. Okay. There's a phone number. Yeah, we'll look at this again Monday. Go through that kind of quick. If you want to check out the back side, industrial architecture there with the heating and cooling. Founded 1896. And then it's I-75 right here. And now next, Detroit's alternative. Springwells and Fort would be the closest big cross streets. So we're just swinging around out back. There were other photographers and the like documenting this day. Yeah, some kind of a supermoon. We've had a few of those. There's different parameters that make supermoons. Some are more super than others, but it's basically when it's closer to us. It looks a little bigger, a little brighter. So they're doing work with the I-75, so some of the ramps are closed. We at the time pay a little higher premium for gas in the city of Detroit as a rule. Some areas are cheaper than others, but certainly in the downtown area. Yeah, well, some of these areas, they need to be repurposed. Some of these buildings certainly need to... Not this. This is our Cape Canaveral. Yeah, well, the days are getting a little longer now. There's going to win in the days. It's nice to have a little more sunlight. Here now, hydraulics. It spells it all out for you. It's a verb. Or, no, it's a noun, but here. The physical science and technology, yeah. And she'll help you with all that. Here she is. Talking about plumbing problems. Look at the details here. This is the detail. This is quite the warehouse for the produce people. They have their very own red light district up there, the second level. Eat 5 a day for better health. Doctors tell you that all the time. So look at that thing. Pears are good grapes. Here on that green, and they're aptly named for produce and so forth. That's like green stuff. And there's their sign. And then this building, attractive looking building. Look, it's like, damn. Take a look at that. But look at the brickwork. I don't have that Ultra HD, so sometimes it might look fuzzy. There's the moon, but this chicken place might have closed. And look at the brickwork here. Yeah, well done. Yeah, back in the day, yeah, you could get those extra touches and they'd look good. And they're everlasting. Here, ice for $1. Yeah. But you can sell ice to Eskimos, right? That was kind of the thing here. They weren't even open. It was closed. Ah! You got to be kidding me. But we'll take a look. They have all kinds of burgers there. Whatever floats your boat. Gotta be something. And styling chairs. You gotta watch your step. Decorative art wire. Look at the street lighting. It's like a set of like double tens. Like if you play dominoes. They're looking back at downtown and the building with the cherry on top. The Penobscot building. I used to blink and looks like it's just all lit up. Check that out. Here, door, but it's all locked up. And this is back to the AT&T building. And then, what's going on here? What are they advertising? The Ambassador Bridge. And this was the second span to nowhere. Okay. The Noodle King. I like the neon. Marathon thing going. This is where the space launch thing is. love the shapes here. And at night, it's lit up. So it's like things go up into that funnel. Then there's a little slide down here, and then it goes into like a hand grenade thing. Shapes are neat, and it's like the manufacturing process. Well, here is the sun setting on Ford. This was another cold day, but I had to do a little shopping. It is the new year. We're into 2018, so I got my annual calendar. It's like $5 plus tax. All right. 16 degrees. This is Sunday, January 7th. And going to check out Detroit City Airport and environs. So I'm going to kind of loop around the city. But it's still cold. We're going to break that streak, but I decided I'm going to still wear this deal here. Zero Zone insulated outerwear. And it's good to have that de-icer. I've never got around to painting the kitchen. This was left over from a party years ago. But there's the bowling pin rocket thing. But then, preferred client, I have to answer this thing, and they're going to give me a free Android tablet computer or even an Amazon gift card. But I have to do something to activate it. But anyways, I want to check out the area around Detroit City Airport because that is part of like urban planning. Here we could have a rest area that would stop near this big tire thing and people could have a little photo op and then get their maps, use the restroom, and then come back on the I-94 and head downtown. It's not a bad thing. It's something between the airport and the city. It could be kind of like a tourist trappy kind of thing. I'm back on Gratiot.
Yo, a lot of rappers scared how the label stereotype them. I'm a king of rest, one, two, apocalypse, nothing. You spend a lot to get through the day. Your tuition ain't paid.
Okay, I'm checking out the signs. Here we go. Coleman A. Young International Airport. At Gratiot, I make a left and head north on Connor.
Using big words when they really ignoramuses. Rap about Katrina when they didn't donate a cent. Now chocolate to see niggas chocolate. I'm 6 feet in pornography. Ain't no blocking. I prefer that I would leave. Niggas say I found.
All right. Well, this is Detroit City Airport. This is like the main entrance where drop off or pick up passengers, but not very active here on this particular Sunday. But look at the facility across the fenced area here. I want to find a place to park, but yeah, I'm going to take a loop around here on the eastern side of the airport. It's still only 18 degrees, but I got them that outer zone thing. So that's where I parked for free. And I'm going to take a loop through the neighborhood. Kind of urban planning from street level here, but just to check out the hood. Because part of the thing, and look at this, that was a little factoid there if you caught that. And then train. And artistic sidewalk. But I didn't have a pass, but this is the executive terminal. And this person punched in a code and was able to bypass the security there. This place is for sale. But yeah. And it's all fenced off, but I'm going to traverse this so I can get a closer view. But here we go. Detroit City Airport, clear as day. And look at the architecture, the entrances here. It's built like, well, there's a little crack there, but basically built like a brick shit house. You know what I'm talking about? Little styling here and there. If a company wanted to make a splash and they could have like their own airport, you know, Amazon, if that's important to them, having an airport, they can do that. Plus, the ability to build around this whole airport area in every direction. And there's some solid neighborhoods, and there's other blocks that you could just say, let's redevelop this, and we'll make it go. Here, the official name right now, the Coleman A. Young. Okay, but here, free Obamacare, and I got that map. I love this map because it's like color mapped out, but I'm grass shit there. And I'm going to follow the snow trail, and it's just from the dirt. You kind of follow the path there, but get a sidetrack here because it says, sorry, we're closed. And it's like, for real? But the sign is down. But then this guy, he looks serious as all get out. No trespassing. I was shaking in my boots. But somebody, yeah, somebody already got in. But still, it's horrible, though, because you can repurpose all this. So I wanted to see what the deal was from the city clerk. And they're even talking about the demolition. But this was, I think it was from last year. I quickly showed the date. But North Pole, no doubt, with that cold weather, I think a lot of people did a lot of hibernating. There's some older school architecture. Here, Jenny at Outer Drive in Gratiot, Jenny. And then the tile work here is pretty good. There's some panels. And art is everywhere. You just have to look. And then here, $129 to get kinky. And kinky indeed. And then a nice arrow. Some of the neighborhood businesses here. Starting as low as 25. Well, Gratiot needs some work. Some of the businesses are a little bit outdated, but and the trail takes a little curvy path through there. But no, people have to think about urban planning everywhere in Detroit. Here, the Eastern District, we got a police precinct. And you'll see some nice styling cues. This one here, that seems affordable for rent. But nearby, and in fact, right behind the police station, some of the buildings are compromised. So, but people are starting to speak up. So, some of the neighborhoods are getting more stable. And St. Patrick, they have a nice park over here with looks like some fairly new equipment and a nice picnic area. But The garages are kind of compromised. And this would be Route 13. And I'm like actually going to take 97. But here it's called Gunston. And across the way they have a radiator place. Art is everywhere again. Oh, they got the rainbow thing going. Run for your life. But, yeah, some of these buildings probably could be had for relatively cheap. They have a green place there. There's a large thingy. That's going to impress the neighbors. But there's some good buildings, solid buildings. Look how many branches this tree had at one time. And there's the phone number in case of emergency. Own It Now, part of the Detroit Land Bank. And it was still relatively chilly. They had a 3-burner thing going there. Here, milk, I don't know, $3.79. Doesn't that price fluctuate a lot? But Nashville, I'm going to head back to the airport. I'm going to take Nashville across and head back. And there's some solid homes through here. Some homes could be redone because the foundations are still solid. But this one, not with the fire maybe, but good mature trees along the way. Some neighbors had those lights. But yeah, it could get better, certainly. But if a major company, and it doesn't have to be Amazon, it could be anybody, or even a massive industrial park, but you have a great area here. Okay, now I'm heading back to the airport. Here someone lost their life story. I don't know whose that was, but it was on the walking path. But here, and there was still the breeze blowing through here. That's, if you're a pilot, you want to check that wind direction thing. Learn to, and dollars to donuts, it was fly, but we don't see that part there. So the last time I was here, it was in better shape. I like the logo, though. It's a little faded there, but they had an A, B, C, D parking lot. Here a duplex. Here the airport plaza, but none of the businesses are open. They're all boarded up. But think of a company, let's say Amazon wanted to consider a place, wanted to say, well, listen, we could be in the heart of an international city and have our own airport, basically, with this nice fancy tower. And we could have planes coming in and out, and we could work with the Canadian government and so forth, do the international thing. And they would have all this vacant land nearby that they could develop. The city at one time wanted to extend the runways, and they bought up, I think, a lot of the properties. So it's vacant now, but we'll check that out in a little bit. Check out these flower pots, though. These are sweet. And it's not just the one there. Here's another one. They all had them. That cost a pretty penny, but they're nicely done. Here I'm going to enter, and then inside, This was like private planes, executive type things, but Coleman A. Young. And this, yeah, that was a quick look at the lobby. DET.com. Doing the urban thing. But, yeah, heading north, and they closed 6 Mile Road off. So, you got to go up to 7 Mile.
I said I do this to get paid. What I mainly do with this spread my voice to the people. Because if I don't do it, who else? On this collective view. Crazy. A lot of us talk about the laws with fatherless sons that turn the movie stars to keep your head up because the ghetto would be stuck. You find to get out of jail for a job and everything, and they don't want to pick you up because of what you did back in the day. You get forced back to what you fight through it. But it's like how though? It's like they lock everything down, you know? I was flipping through the channels. Came across this little documentary they had on gangs, you know? They realized what they did was wrong. What I'm trying to say is, it's like it's a soul.
Well, this is a neighborhood between 6 and 7 Mile. But some people are live in solid homes and other buildings between need work. So urban planning, when you get a big plan and you're talking about this, we can work something out. Okay, so Mount Olivet Cemetery, that's a huge thing, but that's why 6 Mile is closed off. So I looped around. Now I'm going to go to this area. And yeah.
For the self-righteous, it's my enlightenment. Before you bother me, that's on practice. Unless you pack the weed, apology is what I prefer that I would need. Niggas say I found God. Niggas say I found God.
Okay, now I'm on 6 Mile, but I'm going to turn here, make a right onto French. And the airport's right across the way. And I think the speed limit's 30.
Yeah. I'm dedicated to watch Rap City with my notebook in hand. I used to jot down all the jewels the rappers used to drop. It was real. Now I'm sick. I got the solar box and the homebrew big. The brain cells of rock, him and Daddy came with it. I got the heart of Cool J, who care the loyalty. Uncle Capone, Noriega, dance ain't corrupt. A guru and Scarface. My pen is like a brush. Check the bars I paint in your mind frame. Cause I'm hip hop. And I'm never gonna stop. I'm underground niggas, y'all can shine with me. Got my own label now, so you can sign with me. You can take it from the truth, since it's hard to swallow. You don't understand.
Okay, just went down French Road, and then that turns into Lynch Road when you make the right-hand turn right here.
The greatest part of rap. They was famous for more than that. There was leaders to all us blacks. It's funny how these haters get jealous and all of that. They placing the hardest rap while erasing the store. Now I came from a rock in a hard place. My brain and my heart trying to dislodge hate. You know, man, if I was fast and clean a brother crib like me, C Nash, she would be so bad if she was.
Okay, I'm going to check the area just south of the airport. But take French Road and then the cemetery's right there. But you have to cross the train tracks.
So we try. We just need to stick through it. We get to work to pay these niggas for it.
No piggybacking something. I think you had to put your code. But yeah, and they had a guard check. This is an underutilized airport, but think you can have a company such as Amazon plop their thing, many acres surrounding the property that they could develop with buildings or housing or whatever they want. And right now, it's not, what we have is probably not generating any tax base. So by giving stuff away for a few years, maybe it's a good deal. Who knows? If not, another company. Here, Motor City Electric, they got a nice gig going here. All right, I wanted to walk around. They had the lottery here. This was a party store, but a small one at that. This was the counter. Looked, yeah, they drank well, though. The silver. This was the first activity I saw from the airport all afternoon, and it wasn't a plane, it was a helicopter. Yeah, and it was kind of like a boat storage facility here, but an interesting building here, a very narrow office space. A couple of boats inside here. Some artistic artwork. Yeah. This was, just an industrial block just south of the airport. They had another display of things there. Look at this building, though. It's solid. Yeah, this could all be redeveloped, repurposed. Wowee. Just because it was used once doesn't mean that that's it. You know, it's got to die like that. It gets repurposed. So if you have to tear it down, you tear it down. But if it's got solid bones, you keep it. See that narrow office space, though? Yeah, it was, who knows. Here, the party store, and local advertising is always there on the telephone post. But some buildings, look at the brickwork, the detail. Back when I worked for the glass company, Ramco, we bought materials from these guys. Look at this building, Curtis. I worked for Curtis Glass.
My heart is a part of that. I never fight. This isn't the quarterback. Original artist back. I'm making my mark of fact. The dedicated to the greatest part of rap. It was famous for my own chick, the perfect chick.
I didn't work at that building, but we were in Royal Oak Township. But that was a different Curtis, but nice building. Yeah, this is the area here now where there's huge open swaths of land that at one time they were going to use for the airport expansion and the like. But right now it's it's back to prairie land. Mother Nature is taking over. But hey, if somebody wants to develop it, there's lots of room right here. And you have an airport across the street. There you go.
It'd be funny if he did the same shit. To me, I look at it as vibes, you know. We ain't never know what's going up. It's kind of new to us, you don't know. Never depend on nobody. Like Osley's, it's kind of hard to take stage, my eyes see. They give them to you along with words that God speak. I'm glad I struggled, I learned how to survive the streets. It's on the real, I learned how to survive me. Never chase dreams, chase reality. Cause you receive far from what you imagine be. This for the women in broke homes and new cars. The fatherless sons that turn to hoop stars. To keep your head up because the ghetto with these stars. They can't hold us for long, baby, we too large. This for the brothers who get out the pen. They gotta go back, cause half of these jobs ain't giving no apps. So keep it pro-black. Yeah, back to what I'm saying. It's like, you probably can get out of jail. So, you want to change your life around, you want to, so you go look for a job and everything, and they don't want to pick you up because of what you did back in the day. It makes it hard for you. And you gotta survive, so you end up being forced back to what you was doing before. It ain't right.
Did this, one shot, two shots, 50 shots. It's a shame you can get off with a crime and that crime when you really get involved with it. Bullshit. My means of free speech, I spread my love through my music. Give me your ears, I'm a verbal masseuse. I was born to rock, the Lord put me in the booth. Fly in a Nike swoosh, I'm that beat.
On gangs, you know. This like ain't about that, but I was looking at it. They showed the movie, they were trying to school the youngsters, you know what I'm saying? They realized what they did was wrong. What I'm trying to say. Powerhouse yeah. Yo, a lot of rappers scared how to label stereotype. I'm a king of rest one, apocalypse disciple. That's attracted with their monthly compensation, along with your bills. So what you thinking? Nothing. You spend a lot.